not over until I win.
The game was a very difficult one, though we won by 3 goals to nothing, but it demanded a lot from us. Analysis we're going to look at is that of the third goal we scored in the 83rd minute. We needed to score at least 3 goals to be assured of going top of the table. Before the game, we knew the opposition don't press high, and that was exactly what they did here. Immediately, we start the process of building up from the back. They just withdraw to the halfway line of the pitch. So in the build-out stage, there was little or no pressure. So they allowed us to move the ball uh, halfway through our half before they started applying pressure. Yes, we try to move the ball around as quickly as possible, and this is for us to be able to move the opposition players around. And when we are able to move them around, you know, they lose their markers, and then there are spaces for us to either play through, play around, or play over. So we play with 2 strikers, and we instruct the players to play on the strikers to play on the shoulder of the center back. And on this particular occasion, Joshua was free while playing on the shoulder of the striker. And all we needed to do was to switch the ball across to him, but the players didn't realize this. I mean, the player on the ball did not see it. Though, as the coach, I was on the sideline, shouting, Joshua, Joshua. This is a sign for they understand what it means. That means Joshua is free. And, but unfortunately, on this particular occasion, he was under pressure, so he needed to keep the ball moving. We continue to move the ball from side to side as quickly as possible, just to allow the player the chance to shake off their markers. Again, Joshua has been able to, detach himself, playing on the shoulder of the opposition's right centre back. And at this point, there was about 10 to 15 meters distance between him and that centre back, and the next defender was also occupied, so he could not pick Joshua. So Joshua was obviously free, and if we could switch the ball to him, by the time the ball gets to him, he will have at least 2 or 3 meters to control the ball and face the opposition, which means we could be 1v1 with the defender, and that could be a chance to score. Again, I alerted the boys, Joshua is free, Joshua is free. You could hear that in the background, and immediately they picked the cue. The control from Joshua was almost perfect. He brought the ball down, and it was 1v1 with their right-sided centre back. So it was about how will he now get the support? And with the way we play, we always want our players to transit forward, supporting the player both on the left and on the right. That is, the player on the ball gets support on the left and on the right. So Joshua delays a little so that he could get support. Eventually, the support arrives both on the left and on the right, but he decides not to use the support. He decides to go straight at the goalkeeper. Unfortunately, the shot was blocked, but that's not the end of it. You remember I said once we get the ball up front, we want our players to quickly as possible, move into the opposition's half. In case we don't get the ball, in case we lose the ball, we fight for the second ball with the distances between players not more than 5-10 meters, then we stand a chance of winning the second ball. And on this occasion, we lost the ball, but that's not the end. The players put pressure on the opposition to ensure that they can get the ball back. There was a struggle for the ball there, and that's when the chance really comes up. The opposition, being under pressure, gave us the ball back, not like give. They tried to clear their line, but they cleared it, and it came back straight to us. DM was the man who, got the ball, chested it down all the way to Joshua once again. And you could hear me speaking in the background, shouting to the players, reminding them of what they should do at that particular point. Keep, telling them they should not be in a hurry to try and shoot and lose possession. They should keep it until they have a chance, because it's not easy to get to this particular point. It's not easy to get to the final third of the opposition. You can't afford to rush things, and that was exactly what they did. They took their time, and eventually they found away through. Look at that feint from Nzube. Fantastic fit body feint that took away three players. Nzube is a very clever player, and that feint ensured that he had a chance, opportunity to shoot on goal. And from that position, also that singular feint, he was able to see the position of the goalkeeper. And in the end, he didn't need to really shoot. He just need to find an angle. The goalkeeper covered an angle and left the other open. Obviously, that must have been in transition. So we offered Nzube the chance to shoot, and he did that perfectly. And you could see the reaction of the team. Everyone was very happy because we knew 2 goals wasn't enough. We needed a third one, and it was a team goal. So not the tiki-taka, everybody wants to see it, but a lot of work went into what you've just seen. I mean, for it to now come alive in a game is the joy of a coach. So thank you very much for joining us today. More analysis of this sort will be coming your way if you continue to follow us. One shot, one goal. That's Nzube.